All right. If you have found yourself here, you've likely looked at my Instagram and hopefully came looking for more. So, as promised, this is part one of a three-part mini-series on landing that ideal job or finding a worthwhile career that you really enjoy. I'm not going to worry so much about this one about saying everything exactly as I had it written down there in the Instagram videos and keeping it short and concise. I might wander a little bit, but bear with me. I hope you'll glean something useful out of this video. And essentially, everything I say will be down in the description, so you can follow along pretty generally with what I've written down here. And there's also several links in each of these videos that on each step and I think almost every one of these resources is free that you can click on and can kind of get the ball rolling, help you get the ball rolling. A nice curated list for you. So in this part one, you're discovering your career path. Where do you want to go? Are you transitioning from one field to another? Are you just starting out as a new university student or just finishing high school? Where do you want to go? And more importantly, how do you know that that's the right direction? That's what we're trying to figure out here. So some self-assessment basics. So, hopefully at the end of this, you're going to be able to navigate your professional journey with more confidence. That's the goal, more understanding of yourself. In this first installment, we're focusing on some self-assessment basics, which are essential to start things off, as if you don't know the direction you're going in and why, you might end up spending a lot of time and energy on things that you then later come to find out that you don't really care for them. So taking some time to figure this out can save you time in the long run, and energy and mental stress of finding yourself in a position you know after a month or two you really don't like. That's why you're going to want to prioritize this step and take time here. Not too much time. Don't get stuck here. But give yourself a good week or two to mull this over, think on it, and then move on to and watch the second video. Because without a deep understanding of your strengths, interests, values, and even your personality traits, career choices can feel like shots in the dark, leading to dissatisfaction or frequent job hopping. In Kelowna, we have booming sectors like tech, services, tourism, agriculture, forestry, and green industries, among many others. Knowing yourself better helps you better align with local opportunities or can better prepare you to make a move elsewhere to pursue your passions and interests. So here's a more detailed guide to gaining that clarity. So these would be the bullet points that we just mulled over in the Instagram videos. So you're going to want to reflect on your passions and motivators, your interests, your skills, these things that inspire you and feel more rewarding rather than draining. So take time to list out 5 to 7 activities that truly energize you and make the time fly. Analyze the underlying skills involved. For instance, if you thrive on organizing community events and being around people and you really like that, you might excel in roles like event planning or project management or even human resources coordination, just to name just a very, very few. Reflect on some of your values. So if it's important to you that your job is creative and you get to use your imagination and make decisions and see what happens, that might be a value that you want to do in a career. So marketing or sales, that might be good. You might value stability, so perhaps working in a school board or healthcare sector, something that's does not have a lot of rapid change, and once you're in there, it's a very stable job that you can plan years into the future with. You might value that. Helping others might be another value of yours. Freedom, so maybe being a solo contractor, working in whatever sector or service area you'd like, but owning your own business and freedom might be a strong value of yours. And whether you'd like a fast or slow pace to your career. These are all values that take the time to reflect on them and to see what align. And There's probably never going to be a perfect match with a career and a specific person, but getting closer. And again, this is I suppose is some people normally fall into one of there's two ends of the spectrum. Some people want a job that very closely aligns with their values, skills, and interests. And that age-old idiom of, if you find a job that you love, you won't work a day in your life. That side of the spectrum. Then there's other people who couldn't care less really what they're doing. They'll go grind it out. If they make enough money to then satisfy the various hobbies that they want to partake or participate in life, that's great for them. And a lot of people fall somewhere along that spectrum. And so really, I guess what this is geared towards is, if you only valued financial freedom to participate in your hobbies, if that, you might not really care that it's whether it's a fast or slow paced. And so that's really just something kind of tacking on here, and just part of like some of the ramblings on that I'll go into these videos, some considerations. But so yeah, with that in mind, that spectrum in mind, we'll keep going. So if this all seems overwhelming, which it can for a lot of people, especially getting off the bat, nervous whether they're, do I transition to a new job or not? What do I do if I, go 3 or 4 months without work? Can I financially sustain myself while I look for a new job? These are all things that adds worry and complexity to the situation. But a couple tools that can really help you with this, with organizing your passions and motivators and your values. There's incredible resources from the Government of Canada and Work BC, and those are linked in the description just below. And it'll take you through the whole process, analyzing your interests, your skills, your values, and those are linked below. They're completely free. They can uncover hidden talents of yours that you've been overlooking for a while. It could, and really what they're aimed at though is providing data-backed insights into you, or to inform you about yourself and get started on a worthwhile path that will likely have a higher likelihood of satisfying you and being worthwhile to you than just randomly applying to any which job. And so along this whole way, journal your professional wins, frustrations, and look for patterns. Look back at your last few jobs or just general life experiences and jot down what moments made you feel accomplished. It could be solving a complex problem in a fast-paced environment versus what drained your energy, maybe repetitive admin tasks. And that's no slight against administrators. I've met some incredible administrators that love organizing and sitting in front of a computer all day, and they really enjoy their work. I know for myself personally, I could never do that, but some admins or administrators that I've met, they love their jobs, and so maybe that is for you. This exercise can help identify patterns like a preference for collaboration or collaborative environments over solitary work. Reflecting on these lived experiences can provide a wealth of information, of real-world and personally relevant information to yourself, and can help inform you toward opportunities that align with your interests, skills, and values. So, dedicate 30 to 45 minutes this week or next to a dedicated career audit. Those links will take you through the whole thing. Use a notebook to jot, or a notebook or like an online Word document, what have you, to help with organization as you uncover some new things about yourself, or maybe rediscover things about yourself. And with that said, once that audit is done and you have a good idea that maybe you want to work in a fast-paced but stable environment where you have lots of freedom and responsibility, that might, that's just an example. Who knows what you'll find, but you won't know until you do the audit. Once you do that, stay tuned for part 2 on where we're going to look at research and skill building. And that's it. Thanks for listening.